Boom! What is up, Waves Capital? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to be discussing the highly anticipated Ethereum Merge that's scheduled to take place in mid-September. I figured the best and most accurate way to do this would be to reference some statements made by the Ethereum project themselves. So we'll kick off the video at ethereum.org and go over all of the relevant information that they chose to share in regards to the merge event. And they did do a pretty good job at keeping it short and sweet, which is great news for us, okay? After that, I do want to jump into the CNBC Pro article, cover a few reasons that select JP Morgan analysts are bullish on the Ethereum merge, because personally, I share that same bullish sentiment. Okay, and speaking of bullish sentiment, you know we got to talk price action. So at the end of the video, we will jump into TradingView, and I want to talk to you guys about how I see the next 30 to 60 days unfolding for ETH in terms of price. And as you can tell by the chart in front of us, I'm betting on further upside. Okay, so on top of the Ethereum merge, there is another fundamental catalyst occurring in mid-September that I do believe will lend itself to macro upside and kind of provide maybe a double whammy effect in a good way for price action when it comes to not only ETH, but Bitcoin, the entire cryptocurrency space, and actually growth stocks as well. Okay, so stick around for that at the end. Before we get into all the good stuff on the merge, please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it today. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and want to catch more content like this. And of course, you can check out the first link in the description box down below if you're at all interested in either of these products. I'll talk a little bit more about these at the very end. But if not, no worries. I appreciate you watching right now. Let's get into it. Okay, so the merge soon. Whoa! Soon, the current Ethereum mainnet will merge with the Beacon Chain proof of stake system. This will mark the end of proof of work for Ethereum and the full transition to proof of stake. This sets the stage for future scaling upgrades, including sharding. The merge will reduce Ethereum's energy consumption by 99.95%. And this, as of right now, is probably the biggest, it's not point of contention, but the biggest highlight that the majority are covering and talking about when it comes to Ether. Of course, green energy, sustainability, moving forward, moving into the future is a massive, massive issue. And this is absolutely huge for obvious reasons, okay? So, when's it shipping? Q3, Q4 2022. The merge is the most significant upgrade in the history of Ethereum. Extensive testing and bug bounties were undertaken to ensure a safe transition to proof of stake. This process is in its final stages, with plans to undergo the merge on a few public testnets before finally moving forward with the main net. If you're excited about the merge, follow that, or the client, all that stuff. You can go check this out for yourself, of course, at ethereum.org if you want to dive any deeper on things we were covering here. But again, keeping it short and sweet for you guys. The merge represents the joining of the existing execution layer of Ethereum, the mainnet we use today, with its new proof-of-stake consensus layer, the Beacon Chain. It eliminates the need for energy-intensive mining and instead secures the network using staked ETH, a truly exciting step in realizing the Ethereum vision, more scalability, security, and sustainability. Okay, so the merge, I'm not sure exactly why they chose to use the panda emoji here, but hey, you know, who doesn't like pandas? Proof of work, proof of stake. I'm not going to explain this graphic myself because they did that right here. It's important to remember that initially the Beacon Chain shipped separately from mainnet. Ethereum mainnet, with all its accounts, balances, smart contracts, and blockchain state, continues to be secured by proof of work, even while the Beacon Chain runs in parallel using proof of stake. The approaching merge is when these two systems finally come together and proof of work is replaced permanently by proof of stake. Let's consider an analogy. Imagine Ethereum as a spaceship that isn't quite ready for an interstellar voyage. With the Beacon Chain, the community has built a new engine and a hardened hull. After significant testing, it's almost time to hot swap the new engine for the old mid-flight. This will merge the new, more efficient engine into the existing ship, ready to put in some serious light years and take on the universe. Nice analogy, guys. relevant, I guess. Merging with mainnet. Since Genesis, proof of work has secured mainnet. This is the Ethereum blockchain we're all used to. It contains every transaction, smart contract, and balance since it began in July of 2015. It feels like so long. Let me know, when did you guys get into Ethereum? When did you buy your first Ether? Very curious as to what you guys have to say about that. For me personally, it was March of 2017. Throughout Ethereum's history, developers have been hard at work preparing for an eventual transition away from proof of work to proof of stake. On December 1st of 2020, the Beacon chain was created, which has since existed as a separate blockchain to mainnet running in parallel. If you guys have been a part of the Waves fam, part of Waves Cap, or just following Ethereum for any extended period of time, you would know that this is what used to be Ethereum 2.0, and they did kind of just, they did discard that because it's been just being tossed around for so long. But ETH 2.0, what is happening now, has been talked about and has been on the horizon, has been highly anticipated for years. So the fact that it's finally actually coming in just a couple of weeks, as of recording this video at least, maybe if you watch it, it's coming next week or maybe tomorrow, but the fact that it's coming so damn soon is pretty insane, once again, if you've been a part of this community for a while. So hey, cheers to this actually happening. The Beacon chain has not been processing the mainnet. I'm not sure if we read over that, but I don't think it's all that accurate. Again, go jump in here for yourself and read through it if you want to just reiterate any of this for yourself. The merge represents the official switch to using the Beacon chain as the engine of block production. Mining will no longer be the means of producing valid blocks. Instead, the proof of stake validators assume this role and will be responsible for processing the validity of all transactions and proposing blocks. No history is lost. As the mainnet gets merged with the Beacon chain, it will also merge the entire transactional history of Ethereum. You don't need to do anything, and your funds are safe. Just underline that one right there. Make that one bold. I feel like that's just something that most Ethereum holders are probably a bit worried about at the very least. What do I need to do to get ready? The merge is one of the most significant and anticipated upgrades in the history of Ethereum, and although in the long term its impact will be felt by everyone, in the near term some folks will need to take action to be fully prepared. Users and holders, you do not need to do anything to protect your funds entering the merge. This bears repeating. As a user or holder of ETH or any other digital asset on Ethereum, as well as non-node operating stakers, you do not need to do anything with your funds or wallet before the merge. Despite swapping out proof of work, sorry guys, that happens when I double click my mouse. The entire history of Ethereum since Genesis remains intact and unaltered after the transition to proof of stake. Any funds held in your wallet before the merge will still be accessible after the merge. No action is required to upgrade on your part. As we approach the merge of Ethereum mainnet, you should be on high alert for scams trying to take advantage of users during this transaction. Do not send your ETH anywhere in an attempt to upgrade to ETH2. There is no ETH2 token, and there is nothing more you need to do for your funds to remain safe. Okay, so that's important as well, you guys. Just the same thing happens with NFTs. The same thing is so prevalent in crypto. Whenever there is a large event, whenever there is an event in which people are getting excited and maybe a little manic, that is when the scammers, that is when those little cockroaches really crawl out of the woodwork, okay? So be careful out there. Pretty much just never send Ethereum anywhere unless you're buying it or sending it to your own wallet. And that's just, that is kind of 101, and that's what I've always done. Okay, so we don't need to talk about this. I'm assuming not many of you fall into this, but of course, if you do, go check it out. What date is the merge? The merge is expected to land within Q3, Q4. So again, we are in Q3 now. Landing soon, coming soon. The client developers are currently working to a soft deadline of the 19th of September 2022, but this could change depending upon the success of the final testnet merge in mid-August. Continued client refinements and the hash rate of the existing miners continuing in a predictable manner. Everyone is working hard to deliver the merge as soon as possible. Getting this thing out ASAP. After the merge, we'll lock it up or close it out here, you guys, until moving on to this good stuff. Okay, this will signal the end of proof of work for Ethereum and the start of the era of a more sustainable and eco-friendly Ethereum. Another note, if you guys are currently invested in Ethereum miners, I would definitely considering exiting those positions. But again, it's always up to you. This will also set the stage for further scalability upgrades not possible under proof of work, bringing Ethereum one step closer to achieving the full scale, security, and sustainability outlined in its Ethereum vision. Misconceptions about the merge. So we'll close it out here, you guys, okay? Running a node requires staking 32 ETH. False. Anyone is free to stake their own self-verified copy of ETH. No ETH is required before the merge, not after the merge, not ever. Misconception, the merge will reduce gas fees. This is a big one that I've been hearing a lot, so this is interesting. False. The merge is a change of consensus mechanism, not an expansion of network capacity, and will not result in lower gas fees. So that's actually a massive misconception, because I've heard people who many would believe to be pretty in the know saying that that is a feature of this Ethereum merge. So the fact that this is false is very big and does lend itself to kind of the bear argument if you want to make it. Misconception, transactions will be noticeably faster after the merge. False. Though some slight changes exist, transaction speed will mostly remain on the same on layer 1. Misconception, you can withdraw stake ETH once the merge occurs. False, staking withdrawals are not yet enabled with the merge. The following Shanghai upgrade will enable staking withdrawals. Misconception, validators will not receive any liquid ETH rewards till Shanghai upgrade, and so on and so forth. I don't think we need to, okay, this is the last one. The merge will result in downtime of the change. False, the merge upgrade is designed to transition to proof of stake with zero downtime. So, boom, okay. That is that, you guys. Again, go check out ethereum.org if you want to read over this or watch this video, because it's probably doing exactly what I'm doing here. But if you're watching this and you just stuck around for the read-through, I appreciate you. And let's move on to, again, these JP Morgan analysts. Boom. Only 3 short paragraphs right here, and then we can jump into price. JP Morgan has called the transition one of the most significant events in the history of the crypto ecosystem, noting that the switch is transformational on a number of levels. Specifically, the migration from one protocol to the other will allow investors to earn yield or rewards on their Ether holdings. That yield-generating opportunity, known as staking, should help push crypto further into the mainstream, according to JP Morgan. It also opens up a big opportunity for crypto equities like Coinbase. Coinbase, Riot Blockchain, you know all the good names. The Ethereum Merge, 2, many more, but those are mine too. The Ethereum Merge is a seminal event in the history of the crypto ecosystem. JP Morgan's Kenneth Worthington, that is the most pretentious name I've ever heard. Kenneth Worthington said in a note this week, we see an Ethereum yield, probably cool guy, sorry Ken. We see an Ethereum yield as potentially a big deal as it reduces the opportunity cost of investing in Ethereum. And as such, we expect it could draw more retail and institutional investors to Ethereum, specifically in the crypto ecosystem broadly. So again, yield generating opportunity, good old staking. I'm sure many of you are familiar. This is good. But from an optical perspective, and what Ethereum themselves really puts a lot of emphasis on is the fact that Ethereum's energy consumption will be reduced by nearly 100%. So pretty much obliterated. And that from a sustainability long-term perspective and from a general optics perspective, considering the world is moving in the direction of obvious eco-friendly actions. Sustainability, that is huge, okay? And that is morally correct on the part of Ethereum, so good on them. That is that, you guys. I agree with everything said here. I personally believe in the fact that this will not be a buy the hype, sell the news event. We'll see if I include that in the title. But personally, as you guys can tell from this, I don't think this is going to be a buy the hype, sell the news event, especially considering the nature of the markets over the past 6 months since November of 2021, but also the nature of the markets over the past couple of weeks. We saw what many deemed to be a bear market rally. You can go watch my previous video talking about why this summer rally was not just a bear market rally and why I do believe it's going to continue over the past couple of weeks, going on almost a month now. Since early to mid-August, we have seen a correction in growth equities, in cryptocurrencies, in risk-on assets. And I do think it was just that. I don't think there are new lows on the horizon. I don't think this was just a bear market bounce. And I do think that at least one more wave to the upside is coming for, once again, cryptocurrencies and growth assets. Do we see new all-time highs anytime soon? Absolutely not, at least in my opinion. Is the bull market back in full force? Absolutely not. The macro just does not lend itself to that, okay? Fed raising rates, don't fight the Fed, I believe with that, but I do think Fed intervention is completely priced in, okay? On top of that, from an economic perspective, Q2 earnings from 75% of companies within the S&P 500 beat analyst expectations, okay? Economy, if we're talking, and I will be making a video over the coming week, I actually have it already prepped, over the coming week talking about why the market is not the economy, okay? And that's a very, very important thing to remember. And sorry for this rant, you guys, we will get to price action, but this is important, okay? Because this affects everything. If you guys are investing in something, in anything, these principles, these fundamental underlying principles do apply, okay? So again, in my opinion, I do think all existing Fed intervention, even in the most bearish scenario, is entirely priced into the markets, and that's what the bond markets are saying as well. I do believe that come September 13th, right before the Ethereum Merge is supposed to occur, September 13th is when the August CPI, or Consumer Price Index data report, is released, okay? I think that the August CPI report will show significant signs of cooling. The Fed then meets up on September 7th, 16th or 17th, I believe. Please correct me on that if I'm wrong. September 16th or 17th in the days following that CPI data release. And I think because the CPI data will show significant signs of inflation cooling, the Fed will ease up a bit. And there's no way anything that they say there can be more hawkish, as the street says, can be more hawkish or negative or gloomy than what they said at Jackson Hole. Okay, so those are the primary catalysts. Again, Ethereum Merge, mid-September. We have the August CPI data coming in mid-September, and I think both of these will act as a double whammy once again for good and catalyze a breakout to the upside. Okay, so when it comes to kind of the shorter term, again, just dating back to April, obviously Ether, every growth asset has been in a consistent downtrend. I do think that we will be breaking out of this. Again, maybe we go sideways for a little longer. The markets are still uncertain. There isn't much from a macroeconomic or just news catalyst perspective up until September 13th. Again, that August CPI data release, that gives us a reason to rip. But we've held well. The area, of 14,000 and Bitcoin at 20,000 official mean reversion levels. Again, those are the 2017 highs. Those are cyclical mean reversion levels. So I do think those will hold. I think another wave to the upside is in the cards. And I think that once Ethereum breaks the line of resistance right here, again, touch point back in April, next touch point here, just on that little early to mid-August rally. Once that's broken, this orange line, I do think that we will make our way up here to this level, just again, previous level that acted as a floor on the last leg down of the overall downtrend. I mean, if you want to get really conservative, you can go like all the way like down here. I don't think this will come into play, but I do think that this will come into play. That would take us up to about $2,300. And just because I think that, the markets overall are going to make a massive comeback going into mid-October. I think that $2,500 for Ether is entirely possible. Okay, so that's Ether. Please let me know what you guys think about the Ethereum Merge. Do you think it's a buy the hype, sell the news event? And hey, if not, I hope you're backed up with ETH. Let me know if that's the case. Let me know what you're excited about in the crypto markets. Been talking, actually just on Friday, talked about this in the newsletter portfolio group. Just picked up a bunch more Chainlink looking really promising. And actually, Chainlink was the first video I ever recorded on this channel or uploaded on this channel in regard to investing. First video I ever recorded on investing. So you can go check that out if you want to see me look like a goofball. And I will likely be making a follow-up, just a little 2.5 year anniversary for that video. And I probably will make another video on Chainlink soon. Of course, always covering Render. Render's still the #1 pick of the next bull market cycle, and all the crypto names as well. So if you want to know what my personal portfolio looks like, if you want my daily email newsletters where I cover all of our favorite names, all the names we've covered for so long, and new names that are exciting me as well, check out the first link in the description below. That is my complete portfolio and daily newsletter. With that, you do receive everything that this little write-up says right here. And that is all for a price of whichever pricing plan you choose. But go check it out for yourselves, you guys. You can always unsubscribe, but I trust you'll be sticking around. And if you do, welcome to the winning team. So we'll call it there, you guys. I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you in the comments downstairs. Until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.